Hello and welcome back to Full Count, where I have been ranking the teams from 30 to 1 all the way up until opening day. There will be plenty of videos that come out today because it is the day before opening day and I was behind. That being said, you clicked on this video because you know that it is all about the New York Mets, which I have ranked 4th in my rankings this season. I really like the offseason they had. And I think Freddie Peralta, getting him was probably the biggest move of the offseason that any team made. I don't care about Cal Tucker to the Dodgers. I don't care about Pete Alonso to the Orioles. I think Freddie Peralta going to this roster was huge. They lost Pete, but he's obviously very valuable, but I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, I have them in the 4-hole. I'll be talking about the batting order. I will go into the pitching, and then I will talk about the over-under and give my pick on if I'm going over or under on that 90.5 for the Mets. So stay tuned to the end to get the answer to that question. Now, starting with this lineup, you go leadoff hitter here, Francisco Lindor. He's awesome. He has received MVP votes 9 separate times. He is a 4-time Silver Slugger. He's a 2-time Gold Glove winner. He's a 5-time All-Star. He has won a Platinum Glove. He's really awesome. Last year, he was a 5.9 WAR guy. Led the National League in at-bats. Led the entire league in plate appearances. He hit 267 with a 346 on base and a 466 slug for an OPS of 811. He hit 31 homers and 35 doubles. He also stole 31 bags. Obviously, all very impressive stuff from Frankie Lindor. He's a really good base runner, really good hitter, and he's also a really good fielder. He's 90th in range last season at shortstop, so that's obviously impressive. He doesn't strike out a whole lot, doesn't whiff a ton, and just obviously a really good ball player, and we know that about him. He's going into his 12th season this year, I believe, at age 32. So really excited to see what he can do. Like I said, you get MVP votes 9 different times. You're a special player. And Francisco Lindor is definitely that, and he is going to be a great guy to start off this batting order. Now moving into the number 2 spot, you got Juan Soto. What a monster season he had after kind of a slow start, I believe. This is another guy that has received MVP votes. He's received them 6 times now. He's finished 3rd the last 2 years. He finished 2nd back in 2021, 5th in 2020, which obviously is a shortened season. But look, he's awesome. He was a 6.2 WAR guy last year, which was down from the 8 WAR season he had the year before, which is just absurd. He did lead the entire league in walks again. He had 38 stolen bases, which led the NL. His on-base percentage was .396, which also led the NL. He is obviously fantastic. He won a Silver Slugger and finished 3rd in the MVP for a reason. Played 160 games. He hit 43 homers while stealing the 38 bags. He had 105 RBIs, 20 doubles. Juan Soto's obviously amazing. We know that. The plate discipline is elite. He's 100th percentile in expected WOBA, 99th batting run value just overall. He was 90th in base running value, 100th percentile in walks, 100th percentile in chase. He has amazing eye, 93rd in squared up percentage, 97th in hard hit percentage, 97th in barrel percentage, 98th in average exit velo, 98th in expected slugging, 99th. 96th in expected batting average was actually expected to be very high at 288. Yes, he is awful in the outfield, but you don't care at all with the bat that this guy has. He's just 27 years old, and he's already played 8 seasons in the MLB, and they have been a great 8 seasons. So Juan Soto is incredible. I think everyone knows that. Pretty simple guy to talk about because he's just great. And then in the 3-hole for the Mets, you're looking at Bo Bichette, the new signing for them. I know I talked a lot about in the preview. I kind of mentioned, Freddie Peralta was the big signing, but obviously Bo Bichette was the bigger name per se. Last season he was awesome. 3.5 WAR, 311 batting average with a 357 on base and a 483 slug for an OPS of 840. He had 18 homers and 44 doubles, finished 16th in MVP voting. He has also been a guy that's gotten MVP votes 4 separate times. He's had a 5.9 WAR season in 2021 and a 4.8 in 2023. He kind of does this every other year type of thing, which is interesting. It's kind of an interesting pattern. I mean, 2022 he kind of broke it, but every other year he's been really, really good. So maybe it'll be a down year this year, but I don't want to believe in that. Obviously, I don't think it will be. Also, he's just a really good hitter. He was 98th in expected batting average last year, 90th percentile, 86th percentile in K percentage, strikeout, 83rd in whiff percentage, 83rd in hard hit percentage. Like, he's elite. He does hit the ball hard, but his bat speed's honestly very slow. 12th percentile in bat speed, 12th percentile in chase. So he does chase. We know that he doesn't take his walks. 28th percentile in walks, but he still had a 337 on base, or 357 on base, So it was still good. He is pretty awful at shortstop. He is going to be at third for the Mets, so he will look a little better in that department. But, yeah, not a good defender, not a good runner. The guy's here to hit, and they paid him a lot of money to hit, so hopefully he does. Bo Bichette's a good ball player, though. There's really no debating that. He's valuable. He will help this team score some runs, especially with Pete Alonso being gone. Now, another guy, Jorge Polanco, another signing that they made. Really exciting as well. He's been an all-star in the past. He has gotten MVP votes back in 2019. That was a long time ago, though. Let's talk about last year. 2.6 WAR player, so he was valuable. 265 batting average with a 326 on base and a 495 slug for an OPS of 821. He hit 26 homers last year, which is really fun, and 30 doubles. Just great production from Jorge Polanco last year. And he's kind of been solid his entire career, so I really do like this signing. Looks like he'll be playing first base for them, which is very interesting because he has graded out pretty terribly at second base in the past. But yeah, I think first base is a move that he can definitely adjust to. And he kind of raked last year. He was 83rd in strikeout percentage, so 83rd percentile that is. 89th in squared up percentage, so those are pretty elite. His batting run value overall was in the 83rd percentile, so really was good last year for a very good Mariners team. I like Jorge Polanco. I'm glad they got him. But it's as simple as that. I mean, he's an above-average player. He's good. He's going to give this lineup some depth. And, yeah, I like that about him. He's just a good ball player. And then in the 5 hole, you got Marcus Semien, who will be playing second base for them. It was definitely a down year last season for Marcus Semien, but he was still a 3.3 WAR guy. So he was still solid. Another guy with the MVP votes. He's finished third in MVP 3 separate times. It's been a Gold Glover twice. He's won a couple Silver Sluggers. He's been an All-Star 3 times. So, yeah, he's a good player. He will be entering year 14 of his career. He's put up a 7.7 WAR season in 2023, a 7.1 WAR season in 2021, and an 8.4 WAR season in 2019. So obviously he is a very good baseball player when he's right. That being said, last season I wouldn't say he was right. He hit 15 homers and 16 doubles with a batting average of 230, on base of 305, and a slug of 364 for an OPS of 669. That's not the Marcus Semien that we know and love. I think he's going to be a lot better than that, and history would say that he will be definitely better than that. The year before, 23 homers. The year before that, 29 homers, 26 homers, 45 homers, 33 homers. A couple years before that, he only hit 15 last year. So he's usually going to hit some homers for second base. And he's usually going to have a higher batting average. He's a career 253 guy. The on base is usually going to be higher. Like, everything's going to be higher. That's just what he is. He's a very good ball player, and I don't expect last year to be what this year looks like. So I like him a lot. I like Marcus Semien big time for the Mets. Good addition. And last season, I mean, he's an elite contact guy. Like, he's also a really good defender in terms of outs above average at second base. He's also a pretty good runner, 81st percentile in sprint speed, 92nd percentile in range at second, so outs above average. Everything is above average in terms of chase, whiff, strikeout percentage, squared up percentage, and walk percentage, which are all things you like. The power just wasn't there last season. But Marcus Semien's a really good player, and I fully expect a bounce back year from him. Now, in the sixth hole, you got Brett Baty, which is an interesting guy. Last year was pretty good for him, though. He finally had that full season, and he was pretty good in that time. He had 18 homers and 13 doubles, 254 batting average with a 313 on base and a 435 slug for an OPS of 748. OPS plus 111, making him 11% better than the big league average hitter in that department, at least. Brett's good. He finally did it in his age 25 season. He'll be 26 this year. I fully expect him to be just a solid big leaguer. I don't expect anything crazy. The bat speed is pretty elite. The barrel percentage is really good. He's an above average defender at third. He does strike out a little bit too much. He whiffs a lot. He doesn't square up the ball a whole lot. So the contact in of itself just isn't all there. But when he hits pretty far. The barrel percentage was 80th percentile. The average exit velo is above average. The expected slugging is above average. The hard hit percentage is also above average. So he's a player I like going into 2026. I feel like he's only going to get better. It's kind of his first full season. I mean, you can include 23, but he was just 21 years old in 2023. So take that as you may, but I think last year was pretty successful for him. In 2023, he hit 25 homers, though. I'd be curious to see if he can get back to that sort of power and hitting some homers, because that would be huge for them. So we'll definitely wait and see on that, but I mean, I do like Brett Baty, and I think he could have a solid year. I'm looking at the wrong thing, by the way. The 25 homers thing was not Brett Baty. Brett Baty he did not do that. 25 homers was Francisco Alvarez, who I'm about to talk about next. And in 2023, he hit 25 homers. Last year, Francisco Alvarez was worth 1.9 WAR, kind of fun. 256 batting average with a 339 on base and a 447 slug for an OPS of 787. He had 11 homers and 12 doubles in just 76 games, so he was pretty good. Still think he definitely has that power in him. He is not great behind the plate, although he does have an above average pop time, which, in my opinion, I think is the most important thing nowadays, especially with framing losing a bit of value with the ABS this year, but it's still important. Francisco's only 24 years old. I think people kind of forget that. So, he's a really good young player. Like I said, the pop time's above average, so I like that as the catcher these days. And he's going to find the barrel. He's going to hit the ball hard. The exit velos are going to be hard. He does have a good bat speed, but he is going to swing and miss a good amount. He's going to whiff, but he does kind of take his walks, at least above average. And that's kind of what he is. He's not going to hit for high average, and that's fine. But Francisco Alvarez is a valuable catcher bat, I would say. So I like him in the 7 spot. Kind of especially with the pop he showed a couple of years ago, I think there's definitely high upside being that low in the order. Now, Luis Robert is an interesting guy because we know what he has done in this league. He finished second in Rookie of the Year. He's won a Gold Glove. He's won a Silver Slugger. He's been an All-Star. He finished 12th in MVP voting in 2023 with a 5.3 WAR. He had 264 that year with 38 homers and 36 doubles. He was really impressive, a 542 slug. Everything has gone down since then, though. Last year, the only good thing I would say was that he stole 33 bags. So that's obviously fun. He played 110 games. He had 14 homers and 12 doubles with a 223 batting average, 297 on base, 364 slug for a 661 OPS. Obviously not a great season from Luis last year, but he has a ceiling as good as anybody on this team. We've seen the ceiling. Has a ton of power. He's pretty good at baseball. 92nd in percentile in bat speed last year, so that power can be unleashed. He was 93rd percentile in range last year, or outs above average in center field, so he's going to play good defense. And 90th in sprint speed. Like I mentioned, the 33 stolen bases is not something to knock, especially when he only got on base at a 297 clip. If he can improve that, he becomes a real stolen base threat. The glaringly low numbers were the Ks, the whiff percentage, the chase percentage, and the squared up percentage. The contact is just not there, was not there for Luis Robert. So he's going to be 28 years old this year. I do think he still has one of those really good seasons left in him, but there's nothing you can quite count on because of the what the recent games have looked like. So that's kind of where I stand on him. Now, for Carson Bench, kind of an interesting guy. I don't know quite how to feel about him. He's a guy that, I don't know. It looks like he's going to hit, but do we really know if he's going to hit? I don't know. He's just 23 years old. Last season played for 3 different teams, but he hit 281 with a 385 on base and a 472 slug for an OPS of 857. Appeared in 116 games. He had 25 doubles. He had 15 homers. He's interesting. He's a good hitter. He's got decent power. He has a pretty good arm. He's just a good overall player. I don't think there's one tool that stands out at you per se, but he's exciting. Carson Bench is good for the 9 hole. I don't know if I'd want him playing every single day, but he's in the 9 hole. I don't think he will be playing every single day. You got guys on the bench that are competent, but Carson Bench, the hit tool is good. The arm is legit out there and right, so you can gun some runners out. I think he'll be valuable. I just don't know how much I can expect out of him this year, or anyone can expect out of him this year, I should say. But no, he's exciting. He's definitely exciting, so I don't hate it. Now, in terms of the bench, you got Luis Torrens, Mark Vientos, Ronnie Mauricio, and Tyrone Taylor. So kind of good guys. Mark Vientos is a guy that's really interesting, and obviously Luis Torrens is not bad either. So I do like the bench a little bit. I like this Mets team. So let's get into this starting pitching. The ace of this team is looking like it's going to be Freddie Peralta, who was awesome last year. Really had the best year of his career. Finished 5th in Cy Young. He was an All-Star again. The only year that really compares to it is his 2021 season when he was also an All-Star and had a 2.81 ERA and 144 innings pitched. This year, the ERA was even better, and he threw more innings. And he led the NL in wins. Not that it really matters to anybody, but kind of fun. He was 5.4 WAR last season, which is really fun. But anyways, 176 innings he threw last year with a 2.70 ERA and a 1.075 whip. Really good season. Really good season. 97th percentile in pitching run value last year, 96th in off-speed run value, 90th in the hard hit percentage, so he didn't let up a lot of hard hit. He struck out a ton of people. He got a lot of whiffs. He does get a lot of extension as well. He's just a good pitcher. The only thing with him, he doesn't give up a lot of grounders, and he does walk too many guys, but his stuff is so nasty. Like, really nobody hits him. Against the fastball last year, 209 batting average. Against the changeup, 173 batting average. Against the curveball, 186. And against the slider, 155. Nobody ever seems to really hit him. He kind of just does the damage to himself with walks. But yeah, he finally kind of put together the season that everybody thought he could last year. And that's really exciting. So I love him in the 1 spot. And I also love the 2 spot. I love Nolan McLean. Last year he only played in 8 games. Well, I should say started 8 games and still put up a 1.8 WAR. That's a 162 game average of 7.4. Really fun. Now, innings pitched, he only threw 48 innings. He had a 2.06 ERA, finished 11 in Rookie of the Year. So yes, a small sample size, but the stuff is unreal. He has strikeout stuff. He does get grounders. We watched him in the WBC. The stuff is unreal. He's the number 1 prospect in the Mets organization, number 6 in all of baseball for a reason. So I have no doubt that Nolan McLean is legit and that he will be great this season. He's just 24 years old. He's very good. I really don't have much else to say on him. He's just a very good pitcher. I like him a lot. Now, David Peterson will be your 3. Kind of an interesting one here. Last year wasn't great for him by any means, but the year before was. Last year, 168 innings with a 4.22 ERA. That's not the end of the world. He was an all-star, so the first half was good. But, yeah, the year before, he was a 2.90 ERA guy in 121 innings. So I think people were more excited about that. But yeah, there's not much to say about last season other than that. He was a 1.37 whip guy. The breaking stuff is good. The off speed's good. He gets a lot of grounders. He gets a ton of extension. He's 6'6". So the fastball really jumps on you, even though the velo is very slow. It plays faster. Does walk too many guys. He got some hard hits against him last year. He limits barrels, though, and that's always good. I kind of don't love him, to be honest. But I don't hate him either. I think he needs to throw that curveball more because it is really nasty, and the slider's pretty good, and the changeup is good. So, I don't know. His four-seamer and sinker both got barreled up last season. So, maybe he's got to find something there with that. Moving on to the 4 spot, Clay Holmes is a 2-time All-Star. He's kind of just been good every year. Last season was also another year of just pretty good. 165 innings with a 3.53 ERA. You absolutely take that in your 4 spot. He was pretty good. Yeah, his fastball played really well. He was 92nd percentile in fastball run value. He gets a lot of grounders, which you guys know I love. He does walk too many guys. He doesn't get strikeouts, and he doesn't get whiffs. So the stuff isn't all that nasty, but the fastball is, and the off-speed's good. And that's kind of what I like about him. I mean, he has a pretty good profile. He really throws like 6 pitches, so it's pretty fun. But yeah, Clay Holmes is good. He's 6'5", he's 245, but he gets no extension, which is interesting. He's 32 years old. He really has put up a pretty solid career so far. 2023, he was really good. He just hasn't thrown a lot of innings, but last year he threw the innings and he produced. And yeah, that's something you got to like with Clay Holmes. Really like him in the 4. Now in the 5, Sean Manaea was awesome in 2024, but was really bad last year. He was a negative .3 WAR guy last year, but he only threw 60 innings. Case of a small sample, I don't know. But no, 2024, he threw 181 innings. He finished 11th in Cy Young, had a 3.47 ERA. Probably is the guy that I like the least in this entire rotation. But that doesn't mean I don't like him at all. Like, it doesn't mean he's bad. I just don't love him. He's a career 4.08 ERA guy. Yeah, I mean, there's not much with Sean Manaea. He throws funky, he throws across his body. He strikes people out. He limits his walks, which is good. He gets a lot of extension while throwing across his body, and he does get a lot of chase and some whiff. So I like Sean Manaea. I think he's pretty good, but yeah, he's probably my least favorite out of all the starting pitching, but that doesn't mean he's bad. Like I said, it doesn't mean he's bad at all. And then the 6th guy for a 6-man rotation, Kodai Senga, is looking like the guy here. So he just needs to stay healthy because when he's out there, he's awesome. He's a career 3.00 ERA guy. 2023, he threw 166 innings with a 2.98 ERA. It's really the last time we've seen a full load of him. 2024, he got injured. And then last year, just 113 innings. But no, in that 2023 season, he finished 7th in Cy Young, 2nd in Rookie of the Year. Kodai Senga is disgusting. That ghost fork is unreal. The off-speed run value ranks in the 96th percentile for a reason. He does walk way too many guys, or at least last year he did. But that ghost fork last year, he threw it 542 times and only got 20 hits against it. So that pitch is still legit. He throws a lot of pitches. He does have even an eephus, I believe. So kind of a fun little arsenal for him. 4-seam, forkball, cutter, sweeper, sinker, slider, curveball. And apparently he threw 1 eephus last year. So that's probably a misread. But Kodai Senga is... yeah, he's very good. He just needs to be healthy. When he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in the game, and that is something to be excited about if you're a Mets fan. Now, injuries. Tyler McGill will be out for the whole 2026 season, most likely, and Justin Hagenman at least May or early June. So those guys are out. Not big hits, but Tyler McGill isn't bad. In terms of the bullpen, you get Devin Williams, you got Luke Weaver, you got Bruce Raley, Tobias Myers. You got injuries to A.J. Minter and Reed Garrett, which hurt. But I do like the additions. Devin Williams or Luke Weaver, one of them will find that closer role. They're hoping it's Devin Williams. They're hoping he returns to the player that he was. But yeah, I mean, I think he is... I think Devin Williams is very good still. I think he can still find it. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, the moment of truth. The over-under is 90.5 wins. 90.5 wins in a tough NL East. I am down on the Phillies this year. I think I took the over on the Braves, but it was a low number. So I wouldn't say I'm like fully in on the Braves. I think the Mets can win this division pretty easily, and they should. Do I think they will? Not sure. But like the Mets this year, 90.5 is really hard. It's really hard. I'm going with my gut. I'm going over. 90.5, I'm going over. 91-ish, 92-ish wins. Barely over. But an over nonetheless. This was a pretty long video, so I appreciate you guys staying tuned if you made it till now. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you liked it. Let me know what I was wrong about, what I was right about in the comments below. And really, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And feel free to use that SeatGeek code if you're trying to hit any Mets games this season. $20 off your first purchase. I would really appreciate it if you used it. So that is all I got. Took the Mets over, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Till next time, stay tuned. Go Mets. Peace.